guys, welcome back. We are the MCR Sports Show with Brian Rose and Abel Tovar.
It's me.
It's been a while, but we are back. We are doing a video show now. We're not going to do the standalone radio anymore. We're going to do video and radio probably in the future.
Yeah, trying to do both here.
Yeah. So let's jump right into it. So this is what everyone's talking about, brought to you by MaddenEdge.com. Want to get an edge on your competition? Go to MaddenEdge.com. All right, so let's jump right into the NBA Finals. Your thoughts on LeBron James? Have they changed?
Not so much personally. I mean, he hasn't won anything. The way that the game's going today, it looks like they got a good chance of winning their first championship today. What, we good?
Yeah, we're good, yeah.
All right. So far, things are going pretty good for him. Got a chance of winning his first championship today. But with that said, even if he wins one championship, that would still, let's say the rest of his career finishes out and he has that one, then he still didn't accomplish as much as he should have with the talent he has around him.
Well, I could say this. His play as of late, the way his demeanor as of late, has won me over. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be honest with you guys. As you listen to the show before, you'll know I was a LeBron hater. It's hard to be a Kobe guy and a LeBron guy at the same time, especially with the Laker bias that we have. And we are passionate about our sports. But, man, just the way that he's been conducting himself, no more fake pictures before the games, no more of that silly crap. Just
he's growing up.
Yeah. And that has won me over. And the way that he's playing, even if late in the games he's not hitting the game-winning shot, he's still making the play, or, he's going out there making the rebound, making the pass. Whereas before, it seemed like he was standing in a little corner hiding. And it doesn't seem like he's doing that anymore.
Yeah, it seems like he wants the ball in crunch time now, but he's not playing with any pressure on him right now. So if this was a Game 7 today, I think he would perform differently than today because he has a 3-1 lead. So it's not asking too much of him. They lose, it goes back to OKC, and he still has 2 more games to get it done.
True.
Now, he is playing with the certain swagger now. He's very serious. I'm not going to say compare him to Jordan, but I do want to say Jordan-esque, where it looks like you're right, he's done with the stupid pictures, the stupid poses before the game.
Yeah.
He's playing seriously now. He wants to win. You can tell. But my thing is, when we talk about LBJ, everybody's already crowned him the king before he was even in the NBA.
Yeah.
So, of course, when they talk about him, it's pretty much they talk about his whole career at one time. I think if he does win this one championship, he's going to get complacent after this year.
You think so?
I don't think that he's going to come back with the same hunger next year where he wants to prove people wrong. I think he's going to think he already did that by winning one, saying, all right, I did it. The Skip Baylesses of the world can get off my back. You can't say anything to me anymore.
Yeah.
But he's still not. I mean, honestly, if he doesn't win a minimum of 3 championships, then he still never lived up to the expectations.
I also agree with that because but still, you think about how everyone gave Dwayne Wade a pass, even in this series. If this series, they were down 3-1, everyone was still focusing on LeBron because they said, oh, Dwayne Wade has a championship. But I think the way that he entered the NBA, he's the king. So he gave himself that. Nike ran with it. Oh, he's the king, witness, and all that other crap. The chosen one.
And he got the tattoo on his back.
Yeah, and he's the one that presented that. The media didn't give him that nickname. He gave himself those nicknames.
Well, he didn't shy away from it.
That is true as well.
His Twitter handle is what, King James?
Yeah. So, I mean, to be the king for one championship, no. Even though he has 3 MVPs, and if they win tonight, which they are up by 10 at the half, he's going to get Finals MVP, and he's going to be tied with Kobe for Finals MVPs already. Just think about that. I mean,
yeah, but still, I mean, the way now that Kobe, I mean, if you put this type of talent around Kobe,
yeah,
and let them play for 3, 4, 5 years, I guarantee they have championships every one of those years. Because Kobe wouldn't have had a year like last year where he brought into his own hype and, we're gonna have 5, 6, 7 championships, and just thought that it was gonna be presented to him like LeBron did last year. He thought everybody was just gonna move out of the way and he was gonna steamroll his way to multiple championships. And Dallas showed him last year it's not that easy, and all of the NBA showed him this year it's not that easy.
And I agree, and I think the growing pains that he went through probably helped him a little bit this year. You can tell, especially it kicked into me when they were down 3-2 against the Celtics, and you could just see. At first, I thought, "Oh man, this guy's acting. Look at his facial expression. There is none. He's never acted like this before. I've never seen that. Almost like the Kobe scroll face, scrunch up face when he gets serious. It was almost like that, and I thought, this guy's acting again. But as the game went on in the next game, I was like, okay, maybe he found something here. He's harnessing some type of energy or some type of peace with himself, and then and it showed on the court.
But see, I can't say it because I mean, this series isn't over yet, so he could have a major collapse and it would be epic. But even in that Boston series, at the end of the game where he refused to go to the basket when he had Rondo on him, and he shot a jumper instead of going, because he didn't want to get fouled. He didn't want to be at the free throw line.
Yeah,
to me,
I did
that just
see
showed me that he still hasn't completely changed. It's not 100%. That's why if they do win this year, I have to wait until next year to say he's changed or he hasn't changed, because if he does get complacent, then he's just the arrogant person he was when he came into the league.
So you're saying if LeBron James wins a championship right now, and next year they're in the running again, and they win, are you willing to say, okay, you're King James now? I can give you respect now.
I'll never say he's King James. I'm not gonna call him King James. No, I'll never call him. I'm sorry. As long as Michael Jordan existed, he'll never be the king.
And that's another debate we can get into too, because you think about it, the social media, the Ustreams, the media outlets that we have today wasn't around when Michael Jordan was at the pinnacle of his game.
Right.
So the mistakes that he made weren't magnified like the mistakes that LeBron makes. They're magnified. Like the Michael Jordan didn't have immediate success. Even after James Worthy left North Carolina, he didn't win again. He didn't have success until he had Pippen, until he had Paxton, he had Kerr, he had all those pieces around him, just like LeBron.
Yeah, but I actually got into this with somebody yesterday. The talent that LeBron has now, Jordan never had that type of talent around him, and Kobe never had it. Kobe had Shaq, and Shaq at the time was the best, the best big man in the game. But arguably, LeBron's got one of the top 5 players in the league in Wade, and one of the top 10 in Bosh.
Yeah. And
the role players that they got, they're above normal. They honestly should be wiping everybody out by 20 every game. With the Battiers of the defensive stoppers, Chalmers, the NCAA champ, he's clutch. They got a lot of good bench players that come in. The Juwan Howards, the Eddie Curry when he's healthy. He doesn't have the 3-headed center that Jordan had with Luke Longley and Cartwright. Yeah. He didn't have that.
The unique thing now, I know a lot of people just want to automatically compare him to Michael Jordan because that's the water cooler talk. That's the thing to talk about. But I want to kind of compare him to like a Magic, someone who's more of a playmaker as well as a person who can make plays for himself.
No, right. That would be the apt comparison if you're asking me. I mean,
yeah.
I don't see him being a Jordan.
And the good thing about the unique thing about Magic and LeBron. Magic also played 5 positions, and LeBron can ultimately play 5 positions. Can he defend the center effectively for 4 or 5 minute spurts?
Yes,
maybe he can.
He's 6'9", he's like 256.
Yeah, that's the thing. Magic couldn't he couldn't defend the center position.
But he did.
Yeah, he
did in the finals.
Yeah, but I just think the physical specimen that LeBron is just gives him an edge physically over Magic. But will he have the same career as Magic? That's what we're all waiting to find out.
No, and honestly, Wade's already slowing down. Bosh is.
Oh yeah. Oh, Wade is past his prime. I say.
Yeah, he's pretty much he's falling at the waist there. But with LeBron, I'm gonna say this, and a lot of people will think I'm crazy. I think he has maybe 3 good years left in him. That's it.
LeBron, only 3 good years left.
Because his game is based on speed and power. When he slows down, he's not going to be able to bully through people like he does now. He doesn't have the skill that Kobe or Jordan had to refine their game with the jumper because he can't shoot as well as either one of them.
Yeah.
So when he slows down, his game is going to take a hit, and it's going to be a noticeable hit.
Your mic was a little testy there, but it's all right. So yeah, I also agree with that. He has like you just said. Well, Michael Jordan could always jump and glide even at the end of his career. Besides when he came back and win that All-Star game,
to separate for a jump shot.
Yeah, so he had that jumper at the end of his career. Kobe Bryant has that jumper right now at the end of his career. If LeBron James has to get that jumper, even though right now he's in his prime, maybe he's 2 years away from having to do this, but he needs to start developing it now, or some type of a post game, which we are seeing a little bit in the finals, but a more moves other than back down the smaller guy and turn around and shoot a jumper over him. He needs a little bit more post moves than that.
Yeah, but if he doesn't develop them, and I don't see him doing it. I mean, with his type of shot, I don't think that he can develop the effective fadeaway that Kobe and Jordan have.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so what's up since we're talking NBA Finals, this is the MCR Sports Show with Brian Rose and Abel Tovar. James Harden, what's going on with this guy? I mean, coming into this series, he was the best sixth man that I've seen in a while. I say to the point of before this series started, he was better than Jason Terry of last year. And then now all of a sudden he's gone. He's disappeared. The guy's not shooting open jumpers. He's missing wide open jumpers when he does shoot it.
God, he missed everything he made against the Lakers. Everything. I mean, he made open shots. He made contested shots against the Lakers. And the last game, I mean, he got 3 good looks at the basket and nothing.
Yeah, and I think it's a confidence thing. He started missing some shots. He didn't want to take open jump shots. I mean, the guy was missing layups the other night, missing dunks. When you do that, I guess it does something to a psyche, especially if he's not turning off the TV or the radio when he gets home after the game. If he's not doing that, I think it's getting to him.
Well, he's never been in this type of stage either. So, I mean, the pressure from the finals might be getting to him. I mean, you got to remember, the 3 stars for the Thunder are 22, 22, and 23 years old, with Durant being the oldest one.
Yeah.
Which actually brings me back to LeBron. Right now, when they talk about comparisons to Michael Jordan, the apt comparison is going to be Durant to Jordan. I think Durant can honestly challenge Jordan's legacy because he's only 23 years old.
Yeah.
Right now, he's 23 years old, and he, it's highly debatable that he's better than LeBron at this stage. And he sure as hell is better than LeBron when LeBron was 23.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
So think about, they get 10 more seasons out of him being 6'10", 6'11", with the stroke that he has. He doesn't have to have a power game. He doesn't drive as much as he needs to. He can last a long time.
I still think he needs to do something to put on some muscle. You can tell, like when Scott Brooks runs plays, like the last game on Tuesday, Scott Brooks was running plays for Durant in the fourth quarter, but what everybody saw was Westbrook taking over. But what happened, Durant was trying to get free. He doesn't have the strength to hold off LeBron or hold off Shane Battier and hold his post position like Kobe. When Kobe has a position, it is there for the whole 24 seconds. He's getting the ball. Durant doesn't have that strength.
But I don't think so much that he has to strengthen up, because a lot of people said the same thing about Kevin Garnett when he came in the league. He has to pack on pounds in order to play with the big boys in the league.
Yeah.
And he's still as skinny now as he was when he was a rookie.
Yeah.
But I think what Durant has to do is develop how to position his body, how to seal out the player better to get the ball. Because, I mean, he's 6'10", 6'11".
Yeah.
He's almost a 7-footer. He doesn't have to be strong. He's already tall and lanky. He can get the ball. He just doesn't do it often, so he doesn't really know how to position himself to get that ball. And then, of course, he doesn't have a true point guard to get it to him either, so that doesn't help.
Yeah. If they bring in a point guard and they can put Westbrook at the 2. Well, actually, I like Westbrook at the 1 only because he can create for himself, but he just has to learn to create for others. He'll grow into it, and it's where it's like, his 3rd, 4th year to say he'll grow into it, but I think he will. He can be more. He's more explosive than Derrick Rose, I believe.
Yeah, definitely. I'll take him over Derrick Rose.
If he can learn to distribute the ball a little bit more, learn how to tank the angles on passes, and I don't think he's seeing the floor well when he drives because he's going at such a fast rate or such a high rate that he can't see what's going on after he makes the move to go to the basket. But that's the only thing that separates Westbrook from Derrick Rose right now is the court vision, and the court vision when Derrick Rose and Westbrook are driving to the lane. Yeah,
but he'll learn it in time. It's just that's what I'm saying. Like with the Heat, if they don't win, I mean, if they win this year, fine. It's pretty much already given to them.
Yeah.
They're not going to be multiple champions. They're sure as hell not going back to back because
you don't think so.
OKC's too young, and they're going to be way too hungry next year.
Yeah,
Miami's not going to be able to keep them unless they get a plethora of freaking free agents that just want to come to Miami. That's the only way they'll keep winning because when the stars of OKC are 22, 22, and 23, I mean, really, they're only going to get better, and they're already good now enough to compete with Miami. They're only going to get better to the point where they're going to blow out Miami and other teams.
Yeah, they just have to fix the contract situations. I think Harden is coming up, Ibaka is coming up. If they can get those two at a hometown discount, they'll be okay.
Well, they actually bird rights, so they can overpay.
Yeah. So now let's talk about this legacy. Whenever you listen to that other mega sports station, they talk about LeBron and his legacy. Do you think what defines a legacy? Is it multiple championships? Is it multiple MVPs? Is it multiple All-Star appearances? What defines or what makes a legacy?
I think winning defines it. Mm-hmm. Winning defines it, but after that, if let's say somebody like Charles Barkley doesn't have a bunch of championships, then you get into the numbers of it. That starts defining the legacy of the player.
Yeah.
But when it comes to LeBron, it's going to be championships.
Yeah. I agree. Like Charles Barkley, he has a legacy. I think the way that he played, and I think his demeanor off the court also added to his legacy. And I think the demeanor of LeBron James off the court, which you can include the decision, it wasn't you have to include that too.
That's why you don't mix your friends with business. You don't do it. Because that was a stupid friend's idea. Bombshell.
So I think that to me, what defines legacy is, you're off the court challenges, or how do you handle yourself off the court, and also how you react or act in times of when you're challenged, basically. So when he's challenged, is he going to rise to the occasion, or how many times when he was challenged did he rise to the occasion? That's why people look so highly of Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. You think about it, Jerry West was so clutch. He only won one championship, but he's Mr. Basketball because every time his team needed a big bucket, he made it. His other teammates didn't come through in a lot of other times, but when he had the ball in his hand, he made it happen. So can I say that about LeBron right now?
No, and you know what? It bugs me because it's going to happen. He's going to win the championship this year, and all that's going to get wiped under the rug. Everybody's going to forget about the how he just quit against Orlando in the playoffs a couple years back, against Boston. All those where he ran from the ball, where he just deferred to everybody else. The pass to Haslam at the end of last year's playoff game. Everybody's going to forget about it, and it bothers me because if you're talking about legacy, you got to take it all as a whole. Kobe's never done that. Kobe's never deferred to anybody. He's always wanted the ball. Jordan's always wanted the ball. Durant wants the ball. These players, they have that killer instinct, and LeBron doesn't. So if he wins one championship, I don't think all of a sudden he has it,
Yeah, and I get a lot of people view it that way. He's just kind of changing my mind a little bit. But I am going to have to see more, more in times of adversity. And a better off the court demeanor than showing what he did with the decision. Because just like you think about it, Kevin Durant, when he signed his contract, you didn't hear anything.
He tweeted it.
Yeah, he tweeted it.
That's it.
So what also about Westbrook? I mean, if Westbrook keeps this up, I'm willing to say it's gonna be his team if he keeps this level of play. Tuesday night was a performance. His and Rondo's performance at the point guard position was the best I've seen in the finals. I'm trying to remember. Maybe Tony Parker, way back in the day.
I'll go back to Magic in the finals. Magic's rookie year when he had the 44 points.
Yeah. So I think he's actually going to pass. I think he's going to pass Durant, and it's going to be Westbrook's team.
You know what? I'll admit it, because when I was watching the game on Tuesday, it showed me who has more heart. Not saying that Durant deferred, but Durant didn't do what he needed to do to get the ball in the right positions. He didn't force it. He didn't force other players to play his style. Westbrook just imposed his will. He was just reckless going to the basket, and he did what he wanted to on the court, and nobody could stop him.
And he bailed them out time after time after time. Just like I said before, they were running plays. Durant couldn't get open. Durant couldn't free himself. So Westbrook said, "Forget it. I'm calling my number. You don't even give me a damn screen."
Like it makes a big difference when the play that you're designed for Durant, he's supposed to get it on the block and he gets pushed out to the hash mark. I mean, he can't get it to the free throw line.
He's catching the ball 26 feet from the basket. I mean, you can't run a play consistently getting the ball 26 feet from the basket.
Exactly.
All right. Coming up next, the latest development in the Bountygate scandal. We'll give you all the news coming up next on the Man Cave Radio.
You only get one chance to make a first impression, so make it count with Vistaprint Premium Business Cards. Custom printed business cards are standby in any industry. If you don't have them with you at all times, you could be missing out on some pretty important opportunities. Vistaprint has a variety of business card formats that you can customize with your photo, logo, and text. You're thinking, custom print, premium cards, expensive, right? But Man Cave Media is bringing you the best offer on the internet. 250 premium business cards for only $10 with free shipping. Create your premium business cards online in minutes and receive your cards in as few as 3 days. Get full color printing, choice of cardstock, and custom logo design. Vistaprint also has hundreds of printing products for your home and business. Hand out your contact information with confidence or inform more people about your business with the right premium business card. Vertical layouts also available. Offer expires. Don't miss out. Visit www.themancavemag.com/offers and click on the Vistaprint icon.
Do you play video games but don't have the money to keep up with all the latest titles? We have a solution. Gamefly. Choose from over 7,000 exciting titles, no late fees. Enjoy the games as long as you want with free shipping to and from your door. And thanks to Man Cave Media, you can try it before you buy it. As a Gamefly member, you can rent as many games as you want and play them as long as you want for one low monthly fee. Manage your own personal wish list of games with what they call My Game Queue. Check out 1 or 2 games at a time. When you're done, send the game back to them, and the next pick in your game queue will automatically be sent to you. There are never any due dates or late fees for members. Plus, members get unlimited PC play for free. That's right, unlimited PC play for free. To start your free trial, here's what you have to do. Visit www.themancavemag.com/offers and click on the Gamefly icon. That's www.themancavemag.com/offers. Do you play video games but don't have the money to keep up with all the latest titles?
That's why
we have a solution. Gamefly. Choose from over 7,000 exciting titles.
We are back. It's the Man Cave Sports Show with Abel, Tovar, and Brian Rose here coming at you live.
You can try it before you buy it.
All right, so the latest in the bounty scandal. There's a couple of things. The first was they had a hearing where Roger Goodell had to present the evidence against the players, and they had a meeting with Fujita and all the players that were involved in the bounty game. But the thing was, the players gave Goodell all this power when they was going through all this, the agreement to get the new CBA out so everybody could get back on the field and make their paychecks again. And one of the things that the players agreed upon was to give Goodell all this power. It was clear as day.
Stupid.
And they had to, because in the negotiation talks, one of the main points was we didn't want Goodell to have all this power, and the owners came back with saying, "Oh, too bad. If you don't want to have all this power, we're going to take more money away." So the players decided more money equals more power for Goodell. That was okay. Give us our money. Let us back on the field.
Well, they strong-armed him because, the billionaires that own these teams, they don't care. Like, they can wait. You guys want to strike? By all means, go ahead. They got other sources of income. The players don't. So the longer they wait, the more money the players lost.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a bad situation. I mean, the evidence, the video that was shown, the players are saying now that the sound that they have of certain players saying, give me my money when he gets hit, or when Brett Favre gets hit and knocked out of the game, there's a player that was running to the sideline to Bobby saying, hey Bobby, give me my money. The only thing is, when you look at the video and they zoomed in, when the guy that they said who said that, I forget his name,
Joe Vitt.
Yeah, he wasn't saying that. He did say, hey Bobby, and then someone else said, hey, give me my money.
But here's the thing, the ruling by Goodell's already been made, and for whatever stupid reason, the players agreed to let Goodell hand down his ruling, and then he's also the appeals commissioner. So
yeah,
why would he change his mind? Let's say that they did show suffice evidence that, hey, it wasn't them. It doesn't matter. You think Goodell's going to go out and say, oh, I was wrong?
Of course not.
That type of person where he's
of course not.
I was wrong in the first place. Let's reverse it. No. With Joe Vitt offering to take a lie detector, I say let him. But then there's a consequence. If you fail the lie detector test, your punishment gets doubled.
Check out 1 or 2 games at a time.
If Goodell came back with something like that and he takes a test, more power to him, because something has to be done about it. I mean, if the guys are innocent as they're saying, and this is America, everybody's innocent to proven guilty, some type of due process has to take place. I mean, you can't just take a guy's year's salary away or half a year's salary away without some type of due process. And right now there is no due process. Due process is one guy, yes or no?
Yeah, the one they have is the one they agreed to. I mean, it's their fault.
Yeah. All right. So, Plaxico Burres, he actually,
do you play video games?
He's out of the NFL. He's out of the NFL right now. He doesn't have a contract. He's not with the team. He was with the Jets last year. 8 touchdowns, which is pretty good considering you had Sanchez or Sanchez, people in New York like to call him, as your quarterback, and you had a hothead, airhead receiver in Holmes, an airhead and a coach. Basically, I'm saying that team's a mess.
Yeah,
and you get 8
been a mess.
Yeah. And you get 8 touchdowns. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Well, he had 3 of them in one game, so I mean, he had he's a big target. If he wants to go to Carolina, by all means, he'd be a good fit because he would have to be accounted for. In the red zone, you have Newton, who's a huge guy himself. You have to account for him, so it would be hard to have someone spy on Cam Newton and not double team Burres because I mean he's a big guy. Like those 3 touchdowns he got when he was in New York in that one game, he got them all in the red zone. There wasn't any deep throws; they were all red zone shots.
Yeah. I almost dropped my laptop. That's why you see me act like that look on my face, and my Mac froze on me, so I have to restart. But yeah, I think it would be a good compliment to Smith, a good compliment to Cam Newton as well. I mean, who do they have as their third? I mean, they have a good a 1-2 punch in their tight ends, but they still don't have anyone who was a middle of the field who was going to run to the middle of the field, give them a nice threat there, or who could run some double routes and try to spread the field on the other side opposite of Smith. I mean, I think it'll compliment.
Yeah, no. It can only help. He's not going to be a deep threat or anything, but yeah, he can go over the middle, and he's a big body, so he's going to take some shots. But
and he's going to go up and get the ball. That's for sure.
Right, he wants to play. He's got to do it.
Yeah. So you think that's the right move, going to Carolina though, or do you think you'd be a better fit somewhere else? Or?
That's right. Unlimited PC.
Depends what he wants. If he wants a paycheck, yeah, by all means, Carolina swoops him up. But if he wants to win, he's got some other options that he can go to. Patriots.
Patriots are loaded right now, man.
At receiver?
At receiver.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I know they picked up Brandon Lloyd.
Yeah, they picked up Brandon Lloyd, and they got like 18 tight ends on the roster.
Yeah, they do. They picked up the Giants tight end, and they still have Hernandez and Gronkowski.
Gronk got actually paid. Gronk was the highest paid tight end in the NFL right now, which is he should be.
17 touchdowns last year. Yeah. Vernon Davis is right here.
Yeah. And he is still nowhere near Vernon Davis as far as agility, as far as anything.
But he's got really. One thing I will give Gronkowski over Vernon Davis is I think he has better hands.
You think so?
The couple catches that he made in the end zone where he's tipping him to himself, Vernon Davis doesn't make those catches. Vernon Davis has he catches over his shoulder on the run.
Yeah,
and
he's like more of a wide receiver versus a tight end who's going to make those. You know, like
well, Gronkowski will stretch out. Vernon Davis kind of chicken wings everything he catches. He has to be thrown into his body. He doesn't catch with his hands so much.
That's right. Unlimited PC play for
so
free.
if you were drafting a team or starting a team right now, would you pick Vernon Davis or Gronk?
I'd go with Vernon. Yeah. Just speed wise and everything.
Yeah, and there's a lot more you can do, and he does have Alex Smith at the quarterback, so he doesn't have a Tom Brady for sure back there slinging it to him. So
exactly.
I'll give the edge to Vernon Davis only because of his athleticism over Gronk. Even though Gronk does seem to catch anything in his vicinity.
With all the latest titles, we have a solution.
All right. Now Percy Harvin's also requesting a trade, and who could blame him? I mean, Jesus, that team is terrible.
Yeah, but at the same time, who is he? Like, he had one healthy season the whole time he's been in the NFL. Who's he to demand anything? I mean,
that is true.
You want to trade? Go ahead, by all means. I mean, what's he got to back up? What's going to fill that trade request? One season worth of stats? I mean, he's a playmaker. We got it. We know what he can do, but he's questionable health year in, year out.
Yeah, he did play all 16 games last year, but the years before, that was his third year. The year before that, he had the migraines, and then he had the knee problems.
And the migraines aren't going to go away.
Yeah, that's true. But the thing is, that guy played every position. He played every wide receiver position. He played the one, the slot, the two. He even played running back. He played running back even for last year. So he is a playmaker. He'll do everything for you. He'll go up the middle. He'll go deep. He'll block. He'll do what's asked. But he's only getting paid. He's getting paid under $1 million this year.
I have a problem with NFL players in this. You guys signed the contract. You guys.
He's on his rookie contract. Though. He had no choice.
Actually,
back then he did. Back then he did.
Play it out.
Old CBA he did.
If that's the case, then they should have 1 year deals for rookies. If they're gonna start, complaining about after year one or year two, or they have one good season, their third year. I mean, how many players consistently outplay their contracts?
It happens pretty well. I say the only reason why I favor the players this way is because if he wasn't performing even to his $900,000 contract, which he has now, they'll cut his ass. You know what I mean? They'll cut him. And then if you can get cut at any second, I think you have to maximize the money you can while you can in the NFL, because you never know, your career can end tomorrow.
But then what the hell is the point of a contract in the NFL? It really stands for nothing if year in, year out it's getting changed. It's getting, it's insignificant, because if a player has a good year, all of a sudden the contract that they signed, that they were aware of, means nothing to them, and they're going to sit out and wait until they get something better. So just wipe out all contracts, have year-to-year deals. That way, everything will fit under cap, because you got players that are underperform every year. You got players that are going to overperform, and you keep balance with pay scale.
That would be nice, but I don't see that happening. I mean, I don't see any player signing a 1 year deal unless they're over the hill and looking for. They say they can still prove myself. Let me sign a 1 year contract with a second year option or something like that. But a rookie, it's hard for them just to sign a 1 year contract.
It pisses me off because, okay, let's say the reverse happened. He regressed, had a terrible year, and the team go, you know what? Give me some money back.
They do. They cut him. I mean, they don't have to pay. When they cut him, they don't have to pay the rest of their contract.
A lot of times they don't cut him. They just keep him to the contract they already signed. Okay, you signed for this much. We expect this much from you. You underperformed. Get it together this year. You got another season. And they don't go. They don't say that. They don't go, all right, you screwed up. You had a terrible year. Give me money back.
That's true. And now that you mention it, I mean, if a player does get cut, right? Let's say he gets cut. If he's still good like he thinks he is, another team will pick him up.
Exactly.
So yeah, I can see where you're coming from on that. I could definitely see where you're coming from on that.
It just bugs me because a lot of players,
games but don't have the money to keep up with all the latest titles.
49ers.
We have a
rookie.
solution.
He sat out because of money he thought he deserved. Look at the contract he got his rookie year. He was a 10th pick. He wanted 7th pick money. He got a big contract, and what's he done since then? Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
He should be giving 70% of that contract back.
And the thing is, he has that big play thinking, but he doesn't produce.
He doesn't doesn't produce it. He doesn't show it on the field. So why does he deserve that money? And now, especially since he went out of his way to sit out most of that rookie year, he should give money back.
And the team is honoring it. They're not going to cut him.
Exactly.
Even though they picked up tremendous receivers in the offseason. I mean, tremendous. They still won't.
Right, no. And honestly, I don't think he's the number. I think instantly Randy Moss is the better receiver on the 49ers.
No, he should be the leader of the wide receiver corps. He should.
Yeah, but it just bugs me. When we're talking contract-wise, a player's going to have the nerve to sit out when he hasn't stepped on a football field, or he performs and has a great year and he wants more money, but the same doesn't happen when he underperforms or has a terrible year, and now he doesn't want to give money back.
So what do you think about running backs then? Like Matt Forte or
Matt Forte deserves his money.
Yeah.
Injury and all. He got hurt for that team. He played without a new deal. He took a risk, and the worst possible case scenario happened. He got hurt.
Yeah.
So he deserves money because of what he's already done for that team. I mean, honestly, like you said, if they cut him, someone else will pick him up.
Yeah. I agree. You got to pay that, man. And if you're, like I said, if you're the top 5 in your position, top 5 quarterback, top 5 running back, top 5 linebacker, any position, you deserve to get paid top 5 money. And if you're on a rookie contract still, or if you're in a crappy contract, I think that team owes it to that player to pay him top 5.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So moving on here, the BCS Commissioners agreed on the playoff.
About time.
Playoff, baby. We're talking about the playoffs. So as of right now, the Commissioners got together and they said, "Hey, we should go ahead and do this playoff thing. I mean, we're only 15 years behind the curve. Let's go ahead and start now."
A tad bit slow.
But
I want to see them go to 8 teams. I think
that's what exactly.
4 teams is too low.
It's way too low. The reason why it's too low, there is no more there can't be automatic bid with only 4 teams. And who is going to select the 4 is the selection committee. So we're going to run into the same thing where no matter who they pick for the selection committee, someone's going to have ties to a specific school, to a specific conference. So you're going to have biases. So for them to have a selection committee, it kind of puts another question mark there, because everybody loves the SEC and the college football is mostly ran by Fox and ESPN,
right?
And they love SEC schools. So yeah, do I want to see a 4-team playoff with only SEC teams? No, I don't want to see that.
It's better than nothing, because there's still going to be controversy regardless. I mean, even if you bump it up to 8 teams, it doesn't matter. There's going to be controversy. Someone's going to feel left out every year. It's going to happen, but at least they're on their way to getting it better. I want to see an 8-team. I mean, with all the conferences that are kind of merging and turning into super conferences, it's really boiling down to 4 major conferences almost.
Yeah.
So why not have 2 from every conference in the playoff system?
The only thing that's gonna suck, I wanted to see Boise State at some point. There was 4 years. They had a 4-year run where, man, if they could just not lose a stupid game to a lower end team like New Mexico or something like that, they can get into a bowl game to get to 1 through 4 seed. I wanted to see that, but they always lost that stupid game to a team that they should have never lost to. Or last year, Oklahoma, they lost to I forgot who lost to, Temple or some other stupid team at home, because they had a plane crash and some of their coaches died or passed away.
Yeah, that was a tough game.
Yeah, and that was a tough game, and they lost it. But because they lost that game, they didn't get to the national championship. So I'm excited for teams like that, besides Boise State, because there's no way that they're going to get in here with only 4 teams.
Yeah.
No way with the strength of schedule.
It depends, because in a lot of those years, Boise has been the top 4 or 5 teams. So in this instance, I honestly believe that they would get in, because it would kind of shut up a whole bunch of people. Let them in, let them play, and we'll see whether their schedule was soft or they really deserve to be with the elite teams in the playoff system.
Yeah.
I mean, if they don't, they're going to get waxed the first game. Like, it'll be obvious,
Yeah.
and that'll determine the next year's selection committee process. Well, all right,
So maybe it takes them to bite the bullet.
Yeah, I mean,
for a year.
If not, people are just going to keep speculating what could have, should have happened. So you got to throw them in there and say, all right, you people want Boise, they're in there. If they get waxed, all right, you had them in there.
Yeah.
Silence the critics.
And hopefully we get some Pac-10 love, because to be quite honest with you, Oregon and Stanford, they had an awesome team team awesome game, which was better than the national championship game and the Bama LSU game before the national championship game, which is terrible to watch. The USC Stanford game was 10 times better than watching that Bama LSU game. What was it, like 6-0 or 9-3 something?
Yeah, it was terrible. Like it's a field goal shootout.
Yeah, I couldn't watch it. I mean, it's one thing to say you have good defense, but when the other team has terrible offense, it's bad to watch.
Grind out game.
All right, so now the one other thing that they're thinking about doing, which is why I think they're going to go to 18s pretty quick. The venues that are gonna host these games, they're gonna have to bid.
Oh,
but so
you know who's going to win?
They're going to make so much money.
You know where the championship's going to be every year.
Where?
It's going to be in Dallas.
Yeah,
Jerry Jones is going to own that. He's going to own that championship.
Yeah.
Unless the new stadium in Frisco or something comes out and Jay Gorks feels like shelling out some money to get some more people in that stadium and get it some more attention. If not, Jerry Jones is going to own that championship game year in, year out. And Texas teams are going to have the event.
If that's what it takes for them to get money and for them to pay the players, even if they don't pay the players all season long, but award these players some type of money for reaching this playoff, I'm for it, because the way that these players have to sell armbands to get a damn haircut,
come on now, at the same time it's crap. You know they get money in their pockets one way or another. Just because they choose to do stupid things by selling team.
You trying to say Pride can't afford those 4 BMWs he drove while he was going to
yeah, exactly. Oh, the brand new car he took to his hearing. Idiot.
So, do you think they should pay college players? Are you a fan for it?
I mean, I feel like they get paid anyways, especially if you go to USC. But I just don't. I don't think they should pay them. I mean, they have the money and every way to do it, but then you start getting into, all right, well, you're paying football, so how much do you pay basketball players? How much do you pay, the hockey team, the lacrosse team, all those others? I mean, if they do, it should be the major sports, but that's not going to happen. They're not going to leave one program out.
Yeah.
It's going to get too complicated, because then you start going, okay, you're paying the football players. How do you determine who makes what? Is it a flat fee? Does every football player make $2,500, or do you have some star players?
Performance boost.
What if other schools pay more than you do? Is it flat up across the NCAA?
They're gonna have to regulate that, because like for instance, even Idaho, their Boise State, they're making their way into the spotlight, but they still can't afford to put up the type of money that a SEC team can, who sells out every game at $300 a pop.
Exactly.
There's no way. Especially you think of the alumni for LSU and Bama, all the players that go to the NFL that donate their money back to the school. No way.
Rich oil tycoons. Come on now.
Yeah, all those down south people with money.
Wow, it looks like the finals is over.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it.
We'll get to that, but yeah, looks like it's over.
All right, so the WBO, the Boxing Commission, they review the fight and they say Manny Pacquiao won the fight. Now they have to decide, are they going to strip the title from Bradley? Well, I mean, when Bernard Hopkins lost to, I forgot the guy's name, Bernard Hopkins lost the fight, they clearly won. The WBO stripped the title and gave it back to Bernard Hopkins, and they had a rematch, and Bernard Hopkins lost the rematch.
This one they can't. They've already said that the people that reviewed it, the WBO, they can't strip the title, so they can't change. They can't change the decision. So to me, it was pointless. Like, why even look at it in the first place if you can't reverse the decision? Okay, everybody that saw the fight thought Pacquiao won.
Yeah,
big deal. So now what? Now I saw the fight twice already. I saw it first when it happened. I watched it with somebody that knows nothing about sports, just boxing. They thought Pacquiao won convincing. I thought at the same time, and then with the decision and everything, I watched it again. And I got to say, the second time I watched it, I wasn't convinced that it was as one-sided as everybody made it seem. The reason is because if you're listening to the fight, it seemed like a blowout. The people calling the fight, they were making it seem like Pacquiao was killing Bradley.
Yeah.
And in the first 2-3 rounds, that was the case. I mean, he leveled them in the second, third round to the point where he was wobbly, and when he wobbled, that's when he fractured his foot. Now, Bradley went the rest of the fight with a fractured foot, but he didn't run from Pacquiao. He was actually the aggressor in the later rounds. I mean, I'll say from 6th on, he was actually going after Pacquiao. So it was, to me, a lot closer. I still don't think he won, but I don't think it's how everybody makes it seem that it was just a complete fix because Manny Pacquiao decimated him and it had to be fixed.
Yeah. This is what I think. The rematch doesn't really matter. I mean, the numbers, the draw for the Manny Pacquiao's fight, pay-per-view numbers is nowhere close to to any other of the other fights or primetime that are on the pay-per-view. Take a look at Mayweather, for example. Not even close. Now, this rematch that nobody wants to see, it has to take place because everybody, wants the title to go to the rightful person. But the question is, do you trust boxing to get it right next time?
No, it's stupid. It's a whole. Okay, so if the first fight was fixed, I mean, if we want to go by what everybody says, it's fixed.
Yeah.
Why would we want to watch it again? Why are people going to pay their pay-per-view money if they really want to show us that it's a legit game
at $60 a pop for HD?
If they want to show us it's a legit sport, then by all means, show it for free.
Yeah, I'm with that. And also, boxing has to do something. Okay, when my grandma drove a car and hit the garage, she was like 73. Rest in peace, I love you. And I thought, okay, grandma, you shouldn't drive anymore because you're dangerous. Okay, and when I see old people behind the wheel who can't hardly see, the eyes half open, veering into the other lane, that person shouldn't drive anymore. Yeah. When you're a boxing judge at that age of 73, 74, 75, you should not be judging fights. Your hand and eye coordination isn't there. You can't follow the hand speed of these guys anymore. You might be judging a punch that really wasn't a punch from your view, but a younger judge who has better eyesight and eye vision, and maybe 20 years ago that judge was awesome, but of course you're going to lose some of that, I guess you could say, eye mobility. I just made up another word, guys. Eye mobility.
They need to do something because I've been listening to a lot of radio today, and since the fight, and apparently this isn't just centered around this fight. It's pretty widespread where it's happening throughout boxing. I mean, calls are just fights are being called just ridiculously lopsided. I mean, anybody that watches these fights and sees the scores, they can see that it just doesn't match up. So I don't know if some kind of new training needs to be done, or they need to be regulated because the government will step into baseball for steroids, but boxing gets left alone. No congressional hearings, no nothing. Nobody has to answer for this.
Yeah, and I think baseball brought it upon themselves with that Mitchell report and all that other crap. But something has to be done in boxing about steroid use, and I think people need to be tested before and after a fight, or random testing during training. I mean, it happens, and even in cycling they get tested before and after. So I think something has to be done.
It just makes no sense.
And there's a lot of things that need to
I won't watch it again. If they fight again, I don't care. Everybody wants to see Pacquiao Mayweather. Nobody gives a damn about Bradley. I bet you more people would watch Bradley and Mayweather than they would Bradley and Pacquiao again.
All right, coming up next, we got the NBA Finals recap. We're going to give you an update on the score, and also baseball controversy. Are there too many unwritten rules? We'll let you guys decide on the MCR Sports Show.
There are never any due dates or late fees for members. Plus, members get PC.
That's www.themancavemag.com/offers. You only get one chance to make a first impression, so make it count with Vistaprint Premium Business Cards. Custom printed business cards are standby in any industry. If you don't have them with you at all times, you could be missing out on some pretty important opportunities. Vistaprint has a variety of business card formats that you can customize with your photo, logo, and text. You're thinking, custom print, premium cards, expensive, right? But Man Cave Media is bringing you the best offer on the internet. 250 premium business cards for only $10 with free shipping. Create your premium business cards online in minutes and receive your cards in as few as 3 days. Get full color printing, choice of cardstock, and custom logo design. Vistaprint also has hundreds of printing products for your home and business. Hand out your contact information with confidence or inform more people about your business with the right premium business card. Vertical layouts also available. Offer expires. Don't miss out. Visit www.themancavemag.com/offers and click on the Vistaprint icon. That's www.themancavemag.com/offers.
Free. That's right. Unlimited PC play for free. To start your free trial, here's what you have to do. Visit www.themancavemag.com/offers and click on the Gamefly icon. That's www.themancavemag.com/offers. Do you play video games but don't have the money to keep up with all the latest titles? We have a solution. Gamefly. Choose from over 7,000 exciting titles, no late fees. Enjoy the games as long as you want with free shipping to and from your door. And thanks to Man Cave Media, you can try it.
All right,
before
we are
you
back.
buy
It's the
it. As a
MCR Sports
Gamefly
Show.
member, you can rent
Brian
as many games
Rose
as you
with
want
Abel,
and play them as long
Tovar.
as you want for one low
All
monthly
right,
fee.
so
Manage
the
your
NBA
own
Finals look
personal
like
wish
it's
list
going to
of
get wrapped
games
up here
with
pretty
what they
quick.
call My Game Queue.
It's a dismantling
Check out
by the
one or
Heat.
two
It's
games at a
104-79
time.
as we speak right now.
When you're done, send the game back to them, and the
9:33
next
left
pick
in the
your
fourth
game queue
quarter.
will automatically be
LeBron
sent
James
to you.
going to get his
There
first
are
ring.
never any
Am I mad about it?
details or
Not really.
fees for members. Plus,
It's
members get
okay.
unlimited
Like I
PC
said
play
before
for
earlier,
free.
we are
That's
Laker
right.
fans.
Unlimited PC
We are
play
Kobe
for
people.
free. To
He's a
start
year
your
behind
free
schedule in
trial,
my book.
here's what
Should
you
have had
have
one
to
last
do.
year.
Visit
How old is he now, 27 or 28?
www.themancavemag.com/offers.
Yeah, he's a little bit. Jordan actually got his at 28.
Yeah, but Jordan was in the league 9 years.
Yeah, that's true. He's only like 5 years because he got 3 years in North Carolina.
Yeah, he got it in the 6th year.
Yeah. So it looks like he's going to get his first ring. Almost a 30-point lead there in the middle of the fourth
Do you
quarter.
play video games but don't have the money
So
to keep up
we're
with
going to
all
go
the
ahead and pick
latest
up
titles?
on
We have a
the
solution.
R.A. Dickey story. I don't know if you
Gamefly.
guys
Choose from over 7,000
follow it,
exciting titles, no late
or if you guys
fees.
even watch
Enjoy the
baseball
games
that
as
much.
long
But
as you want.
there's a
with
guy
free
named
shipping
R.A.
to and
Dickey
from your
who's a
door.
knuckleball
And
pitcher. He's
thanks to
been
Man Cave Media,
floating around
you
the
can
minor
try
leagues
it
for about
before you
10
buy it.
years.
As a Gamefly member,
He's
you can
in
rent
his
as many
mid-30s.
games as you want
And
play
most
them as
knuckleball
long as
pitchers
you
have
want
no
for one
control
low
over their
monthly
knuckleball. They
fee.
just throw it
Manage
and
your
pray
own
that it hits the
personal
strike
wish
zone.
list of games
It comes within the
with what
vicinity
they
of the
call
hitter.
My
Exactly.
Game Queue.
But this
Check out
guy,
one or two games at a time.
when
you're
he
done,
throws
send the game
his
back to
knuckleball,
them,
he can hit
and
the
the
strike
next
zone
pick
pretty
in your game
consistent.
queue
He
will
still can't
automatically be
control.
sent to you.
I mean,
There
I
are
don't see how
never
any
any
knuckleball
due dates
pitcher
or late
can
fees
control it
for
that much,
members.
but
Plus,
he seems
members
like he
get
can
unlimited
control it
PC
at
play
least
for
to go
free.
in the strike
That's
zone
right.
where it's not
Unlimited
any wild
PC
pitches or
play
anything
for
of that
free.
sort.
To start your free
Well, looks like we
trial,
found somebody
here's what you
succeed
have to
Tim
do.
Wakefield when he
Visit
retires, when he's done.
Yeah, I think so.
www.themancavemag.com/offers and click
But
on the Gamefly icon.
for him to do it is pretty awesome. I just wanted to share that story with you guys. He's the best pitcher in baseball right now for the Mets. He's only lost one game. His ERA is ridiculous. His WHIP is ridiculous, and he's going to be the first knuckleball pitcher to start All-Star game. So that's going to be pretty cool if you guys want to follow it. His name is R.A. Dickey. And also some little offbeat news here, or page 2 news. Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett's thinking about retiring.
And thanks to Man Cave Media, you can try it before you buy
this would be
it.
his
As a
17th year
Gamefly
coming
member,
up.
You can rent as many games as you want and
A lot of hours behind those legs. I mean, a lot of playoff hours, a lot of playoff quarters, a lot of final runs. And especially playing for Doc, you're almost playing like seems like twice as hard than for any other coach.
Do I think he does it?
Do you think he retires?
If he does retire because he's a free agent this year, I think he retires because of the type of person he is. He's pretty loyal. He's a good guy. He's a hard worker, plays 100%, gives everything he has every time he's out on the court. So I think it would be almost weird for him to suit up with another team, because if he does come back to Boston, he's going to have to do it honestly he's going to have to give a hometown discount to the point where they pay almost nothing for him to play. I mean, he's going to have to do it almost for the love, not money, because he can go out and get other teams will give him a big contract, maybe a 2, maybe 3-year contract because of how he played this offseason.
Yeah.
But if he's looking for money, it's not going to be with Boston. If he's looking for that type of money, he's not going to be able to play with Boston. So I think he would almost rather retire than to suit up with another team because of what he's done with Boston.
Yeah, I mean, I think, he has to. It's either Boston with the same core, or I think he leaves or he retires, hangs it up, retires a Celtic. Do they retire his jersey? I mean,
I say they do.
One championship. He didn't spend his whole career there. He spent the tail end of his career there. You got, I mean, Parrish, Bird.
But he brought them from the gutters. Him and that team, the big three with Rondo. They brought Boston out of the gutters. They were a losing team year in, year out before that.
Yeah, and it, not only that, it was that core together. I mean, I would say you put the core all. They can share a banner or can share a retirement banner or something like that. Where Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Kevin Garnett, they all share a banner. Maybe that's what they should do. But individually on their own, I don't think they deserve, especially all the players. You look up in the rafters. I don't think 10 years from now we could look at that banner with Kevin Garnett or that jersey and say he deserves to be up there.
I disagree, because I think he does. I mean, he embodies what you want someone that represents your organization to be. He's just ridiculously hardworking. Never give up. Talks his ass off. I mean, he pushes everybody around him, and he expects the best out of everyone, like he does himself. He doesn't hold others to a standard that he himself wouldn't expect from himself. And if I'd be proud, honestly. I would hope that if he doesn't retire, he comes to Los Angeles for a year.
Comes to LA?
Yeah, I would love to see him with Kobe. Just because, age aside, the passion that they both have and the determination, you can't slack around either one of them.
That's true. And that's one thing he did do. He did bring that passion to the team. He was their heartbeat. As Doc said, exactly. He's the heartbeat of the team. And, if they do retire his jersey, I'm fine. If they don't, I'm fine with that too. But no way do I retire Ray Allen's jersey, and you have to retire Paul Pierce, a lifetime Celtic. Kept the team afloat while they were going through their bad times. Yeah, I think you retire Paul Pierce, of course. All right, so a little bit of NHL news here. They got a couple of awards. Actually, I'm not. Why did they do their awards show in Vegas? I don't understand that. I mean, the NBA and the NHL.
Why do you need a good reason to go to Vegas?
That's true, but I mean,
we spend our birthdays there. What the hell do our birthdays have to do with Vegas? We just use it as an excuse. We don't care. Cinco de Mayo. We go to freaking Vegas. Cares?
Just to put it in perspective, the NBA this game right now probably gonna get a 14 share, but the other games got 12 shares. Now, to put you guys in perspective, Michael Jordan in his prime got 11 and 12 shares in all his championship runs. So this is the highest the NBA has ever been as far as rating wise. The NHL last game, the Stanley Cup Finals, 1.7 share. I mean, you got more people watching Cartoon Network than NHL.
No one cares about it.
Yeah.
Bring it to Vegas. Spice it up. Do something.
Yeah, maybe that's what they did. This is a spice up a little bit. So I would tell you who won all these awards, but all these guys are Canadian or from some other country, and I can't pronounce any of their names. If they're not on the Kings or the Ducks, I couldn't tell you any of their names. Henrik Lindvik. I can't even try it. And even not only that, their trophy names are after somebody who's freaking not American.
Whose name's harder.
Yeah, so like the Venzina trophy. I mean, the top goalie. Why don't you just call it like top goalie or something like that? Yeah,
why we have hockey, I don't know.
So just wanted to let you guys know that if you guys want to take a look at that, it's on the ESPN website. If you want to take a look at who won the MVP and all the other weird name trophies. But go Kings, they won. I'm for anything LA Staples Center. Awesome. Now, let's go ahead and jump into the MCR Sports Local Edition, where if you guys haven't been listening to us for a while, I'm a Raider fan. Abel's a Niner fan. We go back and forth every week talking about our teams, defending our teams, and feeling the heartbreak. We both
not on this end.
Oh yeah. Okay. You felt the ultimate heartbreak. You felt the all-time
We actually
heartbreak,
tasted
buddy.
success before that, so you guys just disappointment after disappointment.
Hey, we were both at. Were you at that final? Yeah, we both were at the disappointing game. I was at the last game where the Raiders were going to make the playoffs if they beat San Diego and lost. And you were at the playoff game where they lost to the Super Bowl champs.
Yeah, that sucks.
So let's go ahead. You want to hit the 49ers first, or you want me to hit the Raiders first?
Hit the Raiders first.
All right. So, as you know, there's turmoil in the defense. You got a Raider player in the news holding a gun, shooting a gun. What's what's new, right? Now the Raiders are working. The Raiders are working to change their appearance, their vision.
Working really hard at it.
We're calling it the post Al Davis era. So are the Raiders going to release McClain? Probably. Especially our coach is real defensive minded. And we got rid of Stanford Rout, who got 2,100 penalty yards against them in the last 3 years. I mean, and Van Dyke, who is terrible. They just did a bad job at selecting in the draft, and it showed on the defensive end like no other. So Michael Huff is actually pretty decent. Mitchell is pretty decent. They're all talking about how this new defensive scheme is working and is showing in OTAs, and they haven't felt this way about the Raiders since they've been in the organization.
Every year it's the same thing with them.
No, but
every year.
Check it out. They're saying how Huff came out and said how Al Davis had his hand in the defense.
They're blowing smoke up your butts.
So he said Al Davis had his hands in the defense every year, picking the plays, calling out the plays. So Huff said that this year it's not like that. The coaches are in there giving their input, stopping the plays when they're doing something wrong, correcting them. And that's what they need. They need a coach who's going to teach them, show them what they're doing wrong. I mean, we haven't had someone to when you're doing something wrong, and the Raiders usually is, hey, you'll get it right next time, don't worry about it. Now they're stopping the play, showing them what they're doing wrong, putting them in the right position. Now they're learning. And it's unfortunate that you're getting some of these guys in the middle of their career or toward the end of their career who just now getting a learning coach. But, hey, at least it's happening.
I'm sorry, dude. It hurts me because you're my friend. And every year, it's the same thing with Raider fans. They blow smoke on the offseason. It's going to be a different year. We're changing the mentality, blah, blah, blah.
Hey,
and after the first game, damn, there goes the season.
Hey, everybody starts 0-0.
You guys will sell out that first game, and then boom, done. Although last year you did sell out.
We did sell out every game, every home game.
Because they just continued what they did on the offseason of blowing smoke. They continued it throughout the year. It was one thing after another. Then, now we got Carson Palmer, blah, blah, blah.
No, here's Campbell going down, especially we felt that we were going on a little run. Did it hurt? Yeah, it probably cost us a game or two with Palmer coming off the couch to throwing in real life situations. But the penalty yards killed us, the Carson Palmer situation. So now with trying to remedy all of that, yeah, maybe we can win 10 games this year and make the playoffs.
Let me show you what you have here. Carson Palmer, his 2010 stats. He had 20 interceptions. He played 16 games. He had 16 last year in 10 games.
Yeah, he did. He had four twice. There's 8 in 2 games.
He's thrown 20 or more interceptions twice in his career. He's thrown 18, 12, 13, and 13 and 16. He's an INT machine, and he's not getting any better. But it's not 2005 anymore.
But the thing is, when the Raiders... This is why I love this show, because we go back and forth defending our team. But the Raiders' problem is not on the offensive end. I mean, he's throwing interceptions, but we're also putting up 28 points. We just couldn't stop any damn body. When it came time to we get a team to 3rd and 10, you can chalk it up. Or whoever you're in the bar with, hey, watch the Raiders give up this first down. And then you turn around, the Raiders give up the first down because the linebackers are in the wrong position.
So why is this year any different?
Because you have a different coach, a different scheme.
You still got the same crappy players.
No, you have
some crappier ones. Because now second stringers are starting.
No. The linebackers are okay. You just when they're put in the wrong position, running their take
Aaron
for
Curry
example,
and McClain are good linebackers.
Yeah, McClain is good. Aaron Curry.
McClain is
Curry
slow.
is awesome.
Curry's garbage. He was
awesome.
a high pick and got left. Seattle just gave him away.
Curry is he's awesome for what he does. He's a good zone player, and he can get after the quarterback when he gets caught in blitz. That's all the Raiders put him in.
If he was that good, then why wouldn't Seattle keep him?
Why does Seattle have 4 quarterbacks on their roster? Right, nobody knows what the hell Pete Carroll's doing. God bless him, because I like him as
but I'll take Seattle and their 4 quarterbacks over the Raiders and Palmer right now.
So you're saying that as crappy as the Raiders' record has been of late in the last couple of years, this record, you add it up over the last 6 years, is still going to be better than Seattle's.
I don't care. This year, that has nothing to do with this year.
No,
you put those teams on the field this year, and Seattle will wax Oakland.
We have to bet on that, even though they're not going to play this year.
Yeah,
they're not going to play this year. But if they did, no way. They have no receiver. They have a running back who shows up.
What do you mean
sometimes.
they got no receivers? They got Baldwin.
Oh, they sure do.
Baldwin's a baller.
Yeah.
Harbaugh has even gone out and said he regrets not picking up Baldwin when he had the chance.
Yeah. But who's going to get it to him? Jackson? Flynn?
No, Tavares Jackson was a Band-Aid. He was there just to stop the wound in the meantime. Flynn's going to be the starter no matter what kind of competition he talks about. And that new third stringer that they say is competing for the starting job. He's supposed to be very good and athletic. He'll probably be the quarterback of the future, but Flynn's going to be the starter.
Yeah, I mean, quite honestly, I think the Raiders will be okay with it within the new. It all depends on scheme. Take a look at Philadelphia Eagles, for example. They have star players on defense, but because they were put in the wrong position with their defensive coordinator, they were terrible. Now, keep in mind, 2 of their linebackers are crap. One of them was what's the brother for the guy who plays on Packers? Matthews, yeah. Even though he's a Matthew brother, he didn't live up to the hype. He's still terrible.
He's good.
He was terrible.
He'll come around. He's not his brother, but he's good.
He couldn't shed any blocks. But
he'll come back. Don't worry.
But that's a perfect example of a talented defense put in the wrong position. Now, I'm not saying the Raiders have the talent of Philadelphia on defense. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you can have the right pieces and put them in the wrong place and have it be a disaster. And I think that's what happened to the Raiders. Don't take my hopes and dreams away. Let the season start first, and then we can talk about it.
So with the new GM and a new improving coach, all of a sudden that's supposed to change.
Yeah, coaching is everything. Take a look at the Lakers without Phil Jackson.
Yeah, good coaching is everything.
Yeah,
unproven GM and unproven coaches aren't the way to start.
He's not unproven. He's been with Denver. He was one of the most sought out coaches. He was one of the most sought out coaches coming into the season.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was.
He got interviewed a lot, but people weren't gonna pay him Harbaugh type money to have them coach the team.
And speaking of unproven too, he did play in the NFL.
Yeah,
he did play in the NFL, and he did coach the hell out of. And he got
Josh Johnson into the NFL. Josh Johnson had never been in the NFL if it wasn't for Harbaugh. And then he took Stanford over and made him a powerhouse.
Yeah.
And then he took Niners 13-3 first.
Well, I mean, you can't. It's hard to judge going from, like I said, bring up Pete Carroll again. He's a perfect example. He failed in the NFL, went to college, just ripped just turned the world upside down for us USC fans. He made it the LA's pro team basically, and then he goes to the NFL again. And 6 and 7 seasons, and 9 and 7 seasons, and then winning an actual playoff game, which is surprising after only winning 8 games. So I mean, you can't really judge it too. We didn't know how effective Harbaugh was going to be, but one thing that Harbaugh did do, and hopefully this Raiders coach can do, he took the team and instilled his personality into the team, especially on the defensive end, even on the offensive end with the strong line fronts he was playing. If the Raiders coach could do that, then he'll be okay. We'll be okay.
Not with Palmer. The same arguments everybody said about San Francisco last year. Oh, they have Alex Smith, blah blah blah. Well, now you got the same thing with Palmer. He's unproven. His best year was 2005. Now what?
And our division. Well, okay, we do have Peyton Manning in the division now, but we don't know how that's going to turn out.
Done. Playoff hope's gone.
We still the only competition that we have right now is them, and Chargers are probably on the downside.
No.
Oh yeah.
No.
They were terrible last year.
They'll be back.
They were so inconsistent.
They'll be back.
And I have zero belief in Nerf Turner. Zero.
You guys. Well, I don't either, but I still think they'll be better than the Raiders.
You think everybody's going to be better? You think the Jacksonville Jaguars would be better than the
I would
Raiders?
take Blaine Gabbert over Palmer right now.
Yeah, see. You got to take emotion out of it, buddy.
Nope. It's all emotion drives this job, buddy.
All right.
Nope.
So what about the Niners?
What about them? Super Bowl done. Next subject. It's a lock. It's a lock.
It's
With
a Super
Alex
Bowl
Smith.
lock.
Alex Smith has too many weapons around him to fail.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And if he does fail, so what? We got Josh Johnson, another capable starter, and we got Kaepernick right behind him. Our team is deep at every single position except right guard. That's it.
Yeah, that was kind of surprised you guys didn't share that up, because there were times that Alex Smith, even though he's more mobile, but there was times he got sacked just from the right guard. I can't think of his name, but he just...
It was Shiloh Rochelle that just...
Yeah, I don't understand why they
Matador
didn't...
the door open.
Yeah. But they didn't even pick anybody up. But they did pick up a lot of people on the wide receiver, which is what they needed, because last year they couldn't spread the field. I mean, they were using Vernon Davis for the short game, Vernon Davis for the long game, because Crabtree just disappeared.
We're going to light people up this year because you can't double team anybody on the 49ers now. You can't.
So the thing is, are they going to put Alex Smith in a forward wide set? I mean, I don't think so. They're still going to put him in a big set.
Oh, I'm pretty sure they will now.
Yeah.
With all the weapons he has now. They didn't do it because he had nobody that can create separation. Now he's got A.J. Jenkins who can create separations. He's got Randy Moss, Manningham. He's got a bunch of people that can do it. And you still got Gore, and you got LaMichael James and Hunter. You can't double team anybody.
Now, Gore, do you think he's going to have, even though he started off slow, the first, let's say like 4 or 5 games, he started pretty slow, then he really picked it up toward the end and in the playoffs. Do you think he still has some left in the tank?
With everybody, with the group that
And
they
now
have,
with
he
Brandon
does.
Jacobs.
He's not going to take or need all the carries that he's had in the past to get the job done. Now it's more they're going to run by committee. So he's going to, he's got, like I said, he's got Hunter, LaMichael James. He's got options. He's not going to get as many carries. The only thing I'm worried about is that if he doesn't get enough carries, that it starts some turmoil, because Gore's not a player that likes to come out of the game.
Yeah.
Kendall Hunter last year had issues getting on the field because Gore never wanted to come out.
So you think him and Brandon Jacobs going to bump heads?
I think Brandon Jacobs isn't even going to make the team.
You don't think so?
They got him in for a short yardage back, but honestly, I don't see the point of him.
Yeah, because he's not explosive as he once
He's
was, and he's not, quite honestly, he's not as fast.
For his size, he tiptoes too much at the line of scrimmage to do anything.
That's exactly a good way to put it, tiptoeing. He tiptoes around the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he just doesn't do a good job. So I don't think they'll need him. I don't think it'll be a point where they need him. We got too many weapons at every other position to worry about Brandon Jacobs. If he makes the team, by all means, fine. But the only position of concern is the right guard, because Alex Boone is transitioning to right guard. He's never played it before, but he's 6'8".
Yeah.
He's a monster.
Yeah.
The only thing is he has to learn to play low.
Yeah.
If he can play low, then he can be fine. And, from everything I've read, he's been doing great in the camps and everything. And, a training camp coming up, that'll be the final test. But they do have some people behind him that they did draft a right guard in Looney, but he's hurt. But he should be good and productive once he gets healthy.
So we'll see. So we should actually do an on-site show for the first week of the NFL, like on a Sunday. Go to training camp and do a show. Yeah. Okay. All right.
I'm pretty sure there'll be less people at the Raider one. We'll get an invitation over there. I would love to do
they'll
it.
Probably they'll probably kick us out.
Oh, they kick me out. They'll let you stay.
All right.
I would love it.
So let's get into our last segment here, which is buy or sell. Every week we go through a buy or sell. We list the different topics or the different things that happen throughout the week, and do we buy it or do we sell it, just like stock. So like we stated before, the NBA has reached its viewer peak with they're going to get a 14 share today with LeBron winning. Do you see the NBA going above the Jordan era? Because they're right there now. They are right there.
I think I'll sell it. I don't think it's reached its peak, because now LeBron, everybody hates LeBron. I don't care. There's those people that like him only because everybody else hates him. But next year it's going to be, everybody's going to want to see the king dethroned now.
Yeah.
So I think the finals are going to be a repeat of this year. It's going to be OKC and Miami again, only OKC is going to be the winners next year, because they're going to be a year older, a year wiser, a year more experienced, and a year hungrier.
They need to get rid of Perk.
They need low post scores.
They need to get rid of Perk.
Perkins, they brought him in for defense, but he's with the defense that they play, he has to move a lot on his own to get into position, and he's too slow to do it.
They brought Perkins in probably to beat the Lakers.
Yeah.
That's why they did.
They slow big man. They got slow big man.
So now they don't have to worry about that anymore, especially if the Lakers aren't going to make any changes like Buzz came out and said they're not, which is ridiculous. Then they don't have to worry about the Lakers.
You know who I would love to see OKC pick up?
Who?
Lamar Odom.
Lamar Odom's done.
No, I
think he's done.
If OKC can pick him up, you have another 6'10" guy that can move, can defend, and can score.
Yeah. Well,
he just got put in a bad situation. Dallas was a bad situation for him.
Yeah, and I don't think the coach really believed in him.
No,
and I don't think the players totally bought into him. So hey, should we buy or sell Lamar Odom? I'm buying it. I'm selling it. I'm
buying Lamar. He's got one more chance to come in and prove himself. And I think if OKC picks him up, because I know he wants to play for the Lakers, but he can't play for the Lakers until December or January because of the new rules. So if he wants to play, start training camp with somebody, then his best bet would be to OKC. I mean, think of their front line. If they can keep Ibaka, you got Durant, Odom, and Ibaka, all pretty much 6'10" up players.
Yeah,
that can move. Because now the league's not becoming so much about size; it's becoming about size and agility.
If they can pick him up, like you said, at a discount and make sure that he's focused, which in Oklahoma City, all you can do is play that basketball. Right. So maybe he will be a little bit more focused, and I do wish him the best. And I'm anxious to see what he does.
He'll have to come in and be focused.
Yeah.
And he'll come in cheap because honestly, he wouldn't demand any kind of big contract because of last year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a win-win situation. If he doesn't play good, you buy him out, kick him out.
So, what are your final thoughts and takeaways from today's show? Have you learned anything from today's show?
No, I haven't learned a damn thing. No. Just excited for the new format. Hopefully, a lot of people will follow us, and we can get something going where people can listen to us on their radios and, their phones along with watching the webcast on Ustream with us. If anything, they can download the Ustream app for their phones. I just downloaded it for mine. I still got to get the tweak on how to get us on there, but once we figure it out, we'll let you know.
Yeah. So look out for us on all the different formats that we're trying to bring to you. But this is going to be our new format. We're going to do video. We have this new studio here, so we're going to do video. We're going to do a fitness show. So we got a lot of things coming out the pipe here. So if you like listening to us, make sure you stay tuned to our Ustream channel and all the other stuff that we plan on doing. Just go to themancavemag.com to take a look at what we're doing next. All right, guys. Until next week, peace.
Thanks for watching.
You got to stay, but we got to go.
To an off street and off block to turn around and do the same damn thing to a soloist. Pudge Reggie Noble's piss. I crushed the whole brain frame, cause you couldn't maintain the funk. They have your rap style for lunch, chump. Cause 92 I take a whole crew, give them a punch of the book, not harder than go tooth loose. Now show you what type of stuff I'm on, you can't